hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Courtney Marie. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my thoughts and conclusions on my mostly raw 30-day food challenge. So I definitely want to start off by saying it was a challenge. I had many an emotional, rocky time with this, and yeah, I'll just start off with week 1 and kind of go from there. So week 1, when I first started, super excited. I mean, I couldn't wait to try a ton of recipes. Like, I was in. And I thought week 1 went well. I thought the whole rest of the month was gonna go something like that. Yeah, week 1, I was excited about recipes. I was feeling great. The energy level was good, even for being as tired and pregnant as I was. I felt a little less fatigued than all the chips and cookies that I was eating like the week before. So week 1, phenomenal. We get to week 2 and I was doing good, and then I kind of hit like this emotional wall. I had a rough week with my daughter, and just my emotions are off the chart right now. But it threw me off. It completely threw me off my game. I wasn't excited anymore. I just wanted to reach for the easy processed food, and I did. I totally did. I got sad. I wasn't motivated. And like I've said before, I'm an emotional eater. I reached for the chips and the cookies instead of prepping myself a meal and making myself feel better. And then I felt upset because I'm on this challenge and I'm trying to hold myself accountable. And again, this was all an experiment for myself, and I figured filming it would hold me to it a lot better than if I wasn't filming it, which it did. It got me back on track. Week 3 and 4 were great. I regained some motivation, and I started to realize that let's see, how do I put this? I just didn't feel comfortable doing completely raw, and that's fine. This was kind of a challenge to just eat better in general. So I did incorporate more cooked foods than I thought I was going to in this food challenge. But I am so pleased with how much processed food I actually really did cut out. Yeah, throughout this process, I cut out so much processed food, and to remind myself to look at my fruit and veggies rather than the pantry that had the cookies and the chips and the junk and the candy. When I found out I was pregnant, I just I knew I wasn't eating enough healthy stuff. I was definitely eating plenty of chips, cookies, candy, just pizza, and I'm not saying all that's awful. I was just eating way too much of it. And the beginning of my pregnancy, I gained 15-20 pounds, boom, right off the bat. Like, that's not good. So I knew I wanted to do something with food to better my life. And throughout this 30-day challenge, I did not stick mostly raw. I did not stick with it. I did, however, get rid of a lot of processed food. And let me tell you, cutting out processed food for me is so difficult. I mean, it is harder than quitting drinking. I'm just saying, for me it was. So, yes, it was a challenge. I didn't do mostly raw. I would say, if anything, it was probably more 50-50 raw and cooked, or more cooked rather than raw. Should I rechange the title to the video to how to help me cut out processed food rather than this raw? I don't know. Not an expert. I just, in my mind, started off with, I wanted to do mostly raw. I thought that was going to be the answer, and it kind of turned into a mostly unprocessed thing throughout my journey, throughout this challenge, and I'm okay with that. I don't know what I would title the videos. You can leave that in the comments below. 30-day challenge to a healthier me. That might be a good one. Anyway, I was noticing a huge difference in this challenge in my mood, especially. Just cutting out so much of those processed foods helped my mood dramatically. I was very down on myself, very just, ugh. I just felt, ugh, you know, like something was just off. So I feel better without the processed food. So much better. There's still a long ways to go. Towards the end there of this challenge, on day 27, I got sick, like scary sick. The whole family got scared, and I'd only eaten that vegan cheese that we make out of potatoes and carrots, but this time we had added nutritional yeast to the mix. And even though nutritional yeast is a deactivated yeast, apparently there's enough to cause a reaction if you're yeast intolerant. And I didn't want to film this video till I went to a doctor to get some more answers about what's going on. And when I explained my symptoms and that I had really only eaten that cheese with a mushroom, and I was about to eat some avocado, and I told them that I've had previous reactions, I believe, to nutritional yeast, but at the time I had ignored them. I wasn't thinking anything of it. I just thought it was my nerves. And they said that I am very, very likely, almost 100% right now, a yeast intolerant. Unfortunately, I cannot do an allergy test right now since I am pregnant. They said they don't know how it would affect the baby. And because I'm pregnant, all of my senses and everything could be like heightened on another level. So this might go away once I'm not pregnant. But for now, they did say to stick with the diet that I was eating before I got sick, and what I looked up that I can't eat, which is basically processed food and processed sugars. Sugar feeds yeast, and processed food, and there's a couple other things, but mainly processed food. Hell yeah, why not? Why not stick with it? I felt better without processed food anyway, and I want to continue this path of that food that I was already kind of eating, and cut out even more processed food than before. So again, this is a challenge, and at least when I quit drinking, there's a lot of people behind you supporting you, because alcoholism is so scary and so many stupid things happen when you're drinking alcohol. And so you have a huge support. I had a huge support system. Actually, I had a very small, reliable support system, and it was everything I needed. But with food, no one's gonna smack the chip or pizza slice out of a pregnant woman's hand. No one's gonna do it. This is kind of all up to me to get me better. And maybe I'll film once a week what I eat in a day, just to keep myself in check, so I can visually see in the camera what's going on. I don't know. But I will say I'm happy I did this challenge. It wasn't what the title ended up, what I thought it was going to be. It didn't. I thought it was going to be mostly raw and just kind of kick this thing's ass, this challenge, you know, but I didn't exactly. I learned a lot about myself this past month. My relationship with food is so all over the place, severe, that this challenge kind of opened my eyes to a healthier, better, safer way to eat, to live. And I also went through some trying times as a mother, and being so in tune with my emotions right now about my relationship with food, it's opened my eyes to my relationship with the people in my life, and all for the better. Of course, sometimes you gotta go down a little bit to rise up. And when you're down there, when everything's falling apart and you feel like you're a bad mom, and I'm eating the junk food, you're like, how am I gonna get out of this? But you do. And I did. And I feel happy, better. I see a light at the end of the tunnel, with my happiness, with food, with my motherhood, my relationships with my friends and my husband. It's amazing what this little challenge has done for me. It was more than just trying to eat raw. It was really getting in touch with myself. So thanks for following my 30-day challenge. It turned out to be way more than I expected. Here I was just like, oh, let's just challenge my mind to eat raw foods, but I challenged my mind on a whole other level and really got to know myself. Well, I hope you guys stay tuned. These videos won't always be about what I eat and all that, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to record and see what your life was like and what you do, and yeah, I think that it'll be fun to look back on these one day, show my kids. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. You can message me on Instagram, because obviously there's so much you don't see in the videos. They're like 5-minute clips of a 12-hour day. So there was a whole lot more going on behind the scenes, and I hope to share more with you guys. All right, bye.